Howdy guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at our first practical exercise and I'll be using our navigation functions. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos and we also have daily updates. Otherwise, back to the tutorial here. And now, if you guys can remember in the previous video, we did a little practical setup here. So if you did not follow along, you can always skip back to the previous one in the link in the description. And then first quickly set up your practical environment. Now, when it comes to the actual navigation functions, we're going to be using these ones over here. Now, obviously, there's no real zoom other than the magnifying glass, which is not quite a zoom, it's more an inspection tool. So for the sake of this video, we're going to use our mouse wheel zooming up and down. So now what I want you guys to do for this practical, we're going to be working with all 5 or I guess 6 if you include the zoom tools, and then just to get more familiar with it. Now you can obviously go through this little exercise as many times you want and eventually vary it up as well as you get more comfortable. But for this purpose, I'll show you guys what I kind of expect that will help you improve these navigations. So now first things I want to do is we want to start with rotation, seeing that that is the most challenging. So we kind of get the hard work out first. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to click the rotation button, and then like we did in a previous video, we're first going to try rotate this thing up or down, right around, left and right, and then in a full circle. So I'm first going to start with the up. So obviously if you click close to the center, it will give you a better rotation. But if at any point like this, you find it starts getting messy, then what I want you to do, instead of using the home button, I want to have you use the zoom fit. So just to get it more centered again, then we go back to rotation and we try to rotate this thing right around. Then once we get there, if you're happy with how centered it is, you just carry on. Otherwise, just go zoom fit again. Then we want to go left to right or right to left, and then do the same thing. Try rotate it right around. There you go, zoom fit. And then now for the most tricky one, it is rotating this thing clockwise or counterclockwise. Like I mentioned before, make sure obviously your rotate selected. And try rotate from the corners. At some point this might get a bit wonky. I'll go till I find it, like there. When it starts doing something like this, then what you want to do is just leave it back to the center, grab another area, rotate it, or what you can do is go zoom fit. Then you have a better corner angle again, and just rotate that right around. Then next up we want to use this home button. So this is going to reset our thing to the top view so we can move on to our next little practice here. So now that has covered the rotate, zoom fit and home. Now next thing I want to do is zoom and pan. So I'm going to zoom to this first little circle we added. So simply keeping my mouse where it is and using my mouse wheel to zoom in. So then till we get to a nice large area, then what I want to do is go to the pan and then get in the habit of moving this to the center. Once again, with all of these things, we'll be left clicking except for the zoom. So now what I want you to do is with this one in the center, pan to the, either you can go clockwise or counterclockwise. I'm going to go clockwise. Then we're going to pan to the next circle, get that in the center of the screen, pan to the bottom one, that in the circle in the center of the screen, and then pan to the last one and get that in the circle. And now what I want you to try to do to finish off, try kind of zoom to the middle of the screen again, or zoom out. So like I said, with the mouse wheel, keep in mind, if I want to zoom this way, I must take my mouse wheel to the opposite. It's a bit like reversing a car. So then I want to have there and kind of try zoom back to the center. So that's center enough for me. You can always go to home, but for the sake of practicing zoom, this is a good one. Now, you could try zoom into one of more of these corners, to have this video not too long for you guys. I'm not going to do it, so I would recommend, if you can, try zoom into a corner, zoom back to the center, zoom to a corner. Try to do at least 4 of them. And then last thing that you want to do, we're going to go to the magnifying glass, and then this middle one, we just want to inspect the lines and the corners to make sure everything is correct. In our case, you can see it's correct, and then we'll click on the magnifying glass again to get it away. But yeah, otherwise that is it on our first little practical. Like I say, run through as many times as you need in order to feel more competent, and then yeah, and then we'll move on to the next one. But otherwise, before that, if we head to softwaretraining.co.za, guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search here on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the mini form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.